And welcome. Former U.S. President Donald Trump is back in the news. An audio clip has emerged of Trump discussing secret classified documents at his New Jersey golf club, providing new evidence that the former president knew of proper declassification procedures. In the leaked audio from July 2021, published by CNN, the former president is so direct in acknowledging that he knows of a document that he has as secret, that it has not been declassified, and that if he was still president, he could declassify it. The recording includes new details that it is a critical piece of evidence in special counsel Jack Smith's indictment of Trump over the mishandling of classified information. The 2-minute recording appears to capture Trump discussing documents that detail a potential attack on Iran. In the recording, one can hear Trump say, "I have a big pile of papers." What follows are sounds of someone riffling through pages. The details of the conversation are unclear, but Trump says the documents he is holding proves he is right, but that he cannot share them because they are secret. The audio appears to fly in the face of what has been Trump's defense since the FBI raided his Mar-a-Lago resort and residence last year. They had alleged that Trump had declassified all the documents in his possession, even though there was no record of him having done so. Despite the audio getting leaked, Trump has continuously pleaded not guilty to dozens of criminal counts at the Miami federal court. The former head of state is facing 37 felony charges related to the mishandling of classified documents. The prosecutors have accused Trump of endangering national security by holding on to top-secret nuclear and defense documents after leaving the White House. Adele Nazarian is a media fellow at the Gold Institute for International Strategy, and she's now joining us from Washington, D.C. Adele, great to see you again. Welcome to the program.
Great to be on with you again. Thank you for having me.
What do you think about the timing of this audio leak? Could it have any impact on the charges that the former U.S. president is currently facing?
I do believe so. I think this was very, very well thought out. I think that, of course, the initial report in the media that there was such an audio recording came out around June 9th, I believe. But then CNN was able to obtain the audio recording itself, I believe, in the past few hours and made it a big news story. But I do believe that this was strategic. I think it's up to the media not only to report on the leaked audio, but to also find out who the reporter was that actually went ahead and recorded it, perhaps. Without giving knowledge to those who were present that there was a recording. Of course, we'd have to see the legality of if it's a one-fault state or if it's even legal to record things without giving prior consent, receiving prior consent from those involved. But I do believe that it was definitely something that they had planned to acquire and to use it. And I do think that it will have, unfortunately, a bit of a negative impact on the proceedings. Doesn't look very good.
Adele, if I understand you, are you trying to say that the leaking of the audio recording is illegal?
I don't know the laws surrounding audio recordings depending on states. It's a state-by-state basis, and I don't know what it was in Florida at the time, but I know in certain states like New Jersey, you do have to, and I believe it's California if I'm not mistaken, but there are laws and legalities surrounding recording audio and getting the consent of those who are also in the room during the recording to make sure that it is legal by all parties or at least one of the parties involved. But I will say this beyond the legality of the recording. It is really something that I believe was planned out. And of course, Trump has many enemies. But I do think that this, unfortunately, the way it's being presented, the way that things occurred, it's not very positive for what's going on regarding his trial, right. Of course.
Adele, what about his bid to be re-elected in 2024? Critics argue that some Americans have lost trust in Trump to be president again. Do you see that, putting in mind Donald Trump is the first president in the United States history to face criminal charges?
I've said this before on the media, and I stand by it. I think this sets a very dangerous precedent, honestly, the way this was handled from the judicial perspective. I think that Trump still has a very strong a base of support, and I think that he has both lost some followers along the way, and he's gained some more new followers and supporters along the way. Whether or not I think it's going to be enough to, let's say he does get the nomination for the Republican ticket, it's too soon to say, but if he does, I think it's still going to be a pretty uphill battle.
Right.
In terms of everything that he's been facing. The media has done a bang-up job in terms of, carrying out their intentions and their will.
Adele, finally, Trump has always maintained his innocence, even saying some of these cases or charges were a hoax. It's almost 2 years to the general elections. Do you think Trump will be able to save face?
I don't think that it's per se a hoax. I do believe that there are issues that definitely existed. I think there could have been a much more careful handling of certain situations and incidents, knowing that he was so sought after to be destroyed and taken down by the people who were opposed to him. But I do think that there is also still an opportunity because of, unfortunately, what's been going on you want to talk about both sides of the aisle, the other side of the aisle. I've had many conversations with Democrats also that tell me that they are extremely concerned and worried with the progressive wing of the party, and that it doesn't align with their values. And I think that at the end of the day, while Trump is obviously not a conservative, he kind of has a myriad of beliefs that stem from, I'd say he takes the best from all of things and puts them into one central arena, central station. I do think that it will be interesting to see how he does come out from all of this. And regarding I do think it's going to be very interesting. It's definitely not going to be boring, but I will say this too: it's always very challenging to unseat an incumbent. So we're in a unique scenario here, unprecedented in so many ways historically.
All right.
So we'll see how this plays out.
Adele Nazarian is a media fellow at the Gold Institute for International Strategy. She is live in Washington, D.C. Adele, thank you very much for all your inputs and for talking to WION Wild is One today.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.